You're in the middle of a normal conversation. And suddenly, something snaps. A small comment, a harmless joke, and you feel a surge of anger you can't explain. Later, you replay it in your head, wondering, why did I react like that? And the uncomfortable truth is, it didn't come out of nowhere. There's a part of you that you don't fully see. A part that hides behind your personality, your habits, your good image. And according to Carl Jung, this hidden part is not random. He called it your shadow. The shadow is everything about you that you've pushed away. Not just bad things, but anything you were taught not to be. As a child, you learned what was acceptable and what wasn't. If being angry got you punished, you learned to hide your anger. If being loud made people uncomfortable, you became quiet. But here's the thing, those parts of you didn't disappear. They went underground. They became your shadow. The shadow isn't evil. It's just unseen. And what stays unseen doesn't stay silent. It shows up in your reactions, your judgments, and your triggers. Think about someone you instantly dislike. Maybe they're arrogant, loud, selfish. Something about them just irritates you deeply. Now here's the uncomfortable question. What if that reaction says more about you than it does about them? Jung believed that what we strongly dislike in others often reflects something hidden within us. Not always in the exact same way, but in essence. Maybe you hate arrogance because you've buried your own confidence. Maybe you judge someone's selfishness because you've never allowed yourself to put your needs first. Here's a simple real-world example. Imagine someone at work who constantly seeks attention. They speak loudly, take credit, and dominate conversations. You feel annoyed, maybe even angry. But if you look deeper, is it possible that a part of you wants to be seen too? A part that you've suppressed because you were taught to stay humble or not show off. Your shadow doesn't just contain negative traits. It can also contain your potential, your confidence, your creativity, your voice. The parts of you that were never allowed to grow. Another example. Let's say someone betrays your trust. And your reaction isn't just hurt, it's extreme. You feel rage, resentment that lingers for weeks or months. That intensity often points to something deeper. Maybe a fear of abandonment. Maybe past wounds you've never faced. The shadow amplifies what hasn't been processed. This is why shadow work matters. Shadow work simply means becoming aware of these hidden parts of yourself. Not to judge them, but to understand them. Because what you don't face controls you. And what you bring into awareness begins to lose its power. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Looking at your shadow means admitting things about yourself you'd rather avoid. Jealousy, insecurity, anger, even selfishness. It's easier to believe, that's not me. But the shadow grows stronger the more you deny it. And yet, there's relief on the other side of this discomfort. Because once you see your shadow, you stop being controlled by it. You start responding instead of reacting. You gain a deeper sense of control, not by suppressing yourself, but by understanding yourself. You realize that your anger isn't random, it's pointing to something. Your jealousy isn't shameful, it's revealing a desire. Your triggers aren't weaknesses, they're signals. This is what Jung meant when he said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your shadow shapes your decisions, your relationships, even your identity. Whether you're aware of it or not. So the goal isn't to eliminate your shadow. That's impossible. The goal is to integrate it. To accept that you are not just the good parts you show the world, but but a complex mix of light and dark. And when you accept both, you become more whole. You stop pretending. You stop projecting. You start understanding yourself and others on a much deeper level. And that's where real growth begins. So the next time you feel a strong emotional reaction, pause. Instead of asking, why are they like that? Ask yourself, what is this showing me about me? Because your shadow isn't your enemy. It's a part of you, waiting to be understood. And once you begin to understand it, you begin to understand yourself. Before you go, here's something to reflect on. What is one trait in others that instantly triggers you? And what might it reveal about your own shadow? If this made you think a little deeper, there's another video you'll want to watch next.